what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Mid-Level Media channel, your hub for everything physical media and entertainment. I am Ken. Today, guys, we are here to talk about the best packaging and box set releases of 2023. My top 10 packaging and box set releases. So I lumped it all in one video to talk about box sets that have multiple movies in them and also talk about singular releases that were just packaged really well. I thought I would bring it all together in one video because we did talk about a form of packaging with steelbooks, because steelbooks are technically a boutique package release, a specialty package release, but I had steelbooks in one video, so I thought I would do overall packaging in this video. And I do actually have a steelbook box set here to talk about because I completely forgot about it when I did my steelbook video and I was kicking myself. I'm like, I'm gonna include it in box sets. I'm gonna make up for it because this is an awesome set and these steelbooks are awesome. Before we get into it, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We talk about physical media on this channel, Blu-rays, 4Ks, owning the movies that you love, all that stuff there behind me every single day. I've got plenty of top 10 videos coming, my top 10 4Ks of 2023. That's definitely a highly anticipated video for sure. I'm trying to make sure I watch all the 4Ks that I want to watch before I make that video. And then I'm going to be doing my top 10 studio and boutique labels of 2023. And then we're going to be doing my 10 most anticipated, or 10 4Ks that I would like to see happen in 2024. So plenty of top 10 coverage in the next few days for sure. And also make sure that you leave me a comment down below. What were some of your favorite box sets, some of your favorite package releases? Look, let's get into it. Let's talk about some honorable mentions. I've got 5 honorable mentions, then I've got my top 10. And look, some of these could have been easily in my top 10, but I had to draw the line somewhere. And I'll go ahead and pull the steelbook release out right now. And this is one that I did not purchase on my own. Somebody was kind enough to send this to me because I expressed interest in wanting it and kind of kicked myself because I didn't get it. But this Halloween trilogy, this Halloween 4K trilogy, steelbook 4K trilogy right here is freaking awesome. It's so cool that Best Buy did this as an exclusive, and bye-bye Best Buy. We're not going to get anything else like this, I feel like, in 2024, but maybe Walmart will step up and do it. But look, I don't love this trilogy. I like Halloween 2018. I hate Kills, and Ends was fine. Most people hate Ends, but I thought Ends kind of had an interesting story. They just kind of, messed it up by the time it got to the end. But this steelbook set, the artwork is incredible. I love the individual artwork on the steelbooks on the inside. And I just love sets like this. This is just like the Rambo set that I got right there that somebody else sent to me because my subscribers are just freaking awesome. But all these steelbooks are just freaking cool. Like, I hate Halloween Kills, but that image of him in front of the house on fire is freaking awesome. I love that. I had to give Umbrella some love in this video, and I wanted to pull something out that maybe it wasn't on people's radar. Sky Pirates from Umbrella. I did not watch this, so I'm not going to lie and say that I did, but this is a really cool box set, and I'll show you why here in a second, but I love the artwork on it. I think it's really cool artwork all around, and I am interested in watching this movie. It's got really awesome artwork on the slipcover on the inside, but the thing that I was really taken with this, it's got art cards and everything, was this book right here, where it kind of goes into all of the clone movies of Indiana Jones, because this is kind of a clone of Indiana Jones or inspired by the Indiana Jones films. And this booklet kind of sheds light on all of these movies that cloned Indiana Jones or try to be like Indiana Jones in the 80s. So I just thought that that was super cool, and it made me like want to dive into all these movies. And yeah, I think that's awesome that he did a book like that. And next up, I didn't watch this movie either. This is why these are not in my top 10. I wanted to make sure I at least watched the stuff that was in my top 10. But this Blade in the Dark release from Vinegar Syndrome, the packaging is just freaking awesome. And yeah, Prophecy did the same thing, but it wasn't as cool because it didn't have a booklet inside. It was just the actual like case with the disc and everything. This actually has cards and booklets and everything else. It's a little bit more extensive as far as a release, but you take this out. I love the artwork. I'll show this briefly because it has nudity on it, but I love the artwork on the inside, and it's got a nice booklet as well. Also, the Chucky box set. I got to show some love for the Chucky Arrow box set. A lot of people were crapping on this. I like the artwork. I just got it. I did a full unboxing recently. And then I'm going to show a little bit of love to the Paramount Scares box set. I think this was a really cool idea that didn't quite land like I think Paramount wanted it to, because they did this mystery title in here that turned out to be Sweeney Todd. And I think they overestimated how excited people would be for Sweeney Todd on 4K, and I don't think a lot of people were. So this set, I don't believe, sold too well. It's still available right now. It keeps going down in price. It's down to like 82 bucks, but I think this was a really cool idea. I think if the movies had been better, it would have probably been in my top 10 if they would have had like The Faculty, From Dusk Till Dawn. Maybe they'll have those in part 2 because they wanted to make this a series. But you know, it was a swing and it wasn't a full hit, but I don't think it was a full miss either. I think Paramount Scares box set is a pretty cool release that came out in 2023. So that's definitely an honorable mention as well. All right, let's go ahead and get into my top 10, guys. And we are going to start off with Toxie, with the Toxic Avenger box set from Troma. Released this one with the help of Vinegar Syndrome for the 4K restorations, which definitely helped get this in my top 10 because these movies on 4K, they're ridiculous movies. They're ridiculous. They're a whole lot of fun. They're not masterpieces by any means, but in 4K, they looked excellent. They looked incredible. So I got to put this in my top 10 just based on the restorations and the picture quality because it was so good. This also had great features, and I really, really like the cover and the artwork on this as well. It's embossed and everything. This slip box is not the best. It's not the best at all. It's very, you know, thin. So I can't give it full credit for that. That's why it's number 10. But, you know, on the inside, you got the original posters on all these, and they're all in their own 4K cases. So I got to give it credit for that. This is a nice box set. You know, it could have been better if they adopted Vinegar Syndrome's philosophy on packaging and actually did a nice hard box edition. Coming at number 9 is one that I was super excited about when they announced it. This is a Vinegar Syndrome release that came out all the way back in January of last year, and that is Sidekicks on 4K. This was like a dream release for me, and you're going to be hearing that again as I go through this, but I loved this movie when I was a kid. I didn't grow up with Karate Kid. I grew up with Sidekicks. I loved watching this movie over and over and over again. And then I kind of forgot about it, and I didn't even realize that this thing hadn't even been released on DVD or Blu-ray, much less 4K. The last time this was released was on VHS. So the fact that this got the jump from VHS to 4K from Vinegar Syndrome with the box set treatment like this, a nice VSU edition with really cool artwork. You got Jonathan Brandis right there, which I think is just a super underrated kid actor. I don't think people talk about John Brandis in the way that they should. He's just one of the best. He's one of the greats in my opinion. From the 90s, you know, this and Ladybugs. I wish Ladybugs would get a nice box set like this. That would be awesome. Neverending Story 2, It, the miniseries. Like, he was in so many movies and he was so great in the 90s and unfortunately, tragically passed away so young. But I love this movie. Chuck Norris is in this as well. Great cast. This is such a great box set, though. You open this up, nice magnetic case. You know, there was multiple VSUs that released in 2023, but this was by far my favorites. You know, you don't have the nudity on this like you do Showgirls, but it's still a great package release. This is like a nice magazine type cover right here on this little booklet that they have on the inside, which is super cool. But the cover right here on the slipcover is really nice, and I just love everything about this release. You got some really cool artwork on the inside as well. And these VSUs are awesome. So as long as they keep doing these, I will probably keep having at least one of these in my top 10 packaging every single year. So Sidekicks on 4K was awesome. And this was released by Lionsgate. And to be honest, like, I was really excited when this was announced because I thought this was a new direction for Lionsgate to go in as far as nice boutique style package releases, but they really haven't done anything else with it since they brought this out. This is kind of a one-of-a-kind package release. But this is House of a Thousand Corpses. This is a Blu-ray, not a 4K. But this was such a cool box set when they announced this. I was like, damn, Lionsgate is really stepping up. First Steelbooks, now they're going to conquer the world of boutique packaging. Give us a nice Vinegar Syndrome Arrow style box set that is actually kind of unique. You know, it opens up like this. And, you know, we got some art cards inside. You got a nice booklet in here as well. Art cards, a booklet. And then you have the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray's not in a slipcover. I wish it was in a slipcover, but you got some cool, you know, images from the film on the inside. And I just thought this was a really cool release. I was really taken with it when they announced it and when it came out. And they haven't really done anything else like this. And I hope they do it for Devil's Rejects. And I hope they do it again for another movie. I hope this wasn't a one-off. I hope they give us another, you know, same type of box set release from Lionsgate in 2024. Maybe a couple more with incredible artwork. Like, this artwork is awesome too. So this one is definitely my Number 8, package box set release. And coming in at my number 7, and I didn't think I would have a Criterion in my top 10, but when I was looking at this packaging, I was like, damn, this artwork is awesome. I love it. And this was such a great set. I was super excited when it came out. And I was so excited I didn't wait for the Criterion sale, but the Todd Browning Sideshow Shockers collection, including Freaks, The Unknown, and The Mystic. This was an awesome set. I enjoyed all these movies, 2 silent films, and then Freaks, which is a Todd Browning classic from 1932 that everybody enjoys, and I did as well. I thought that movie was freaking awesome. But yeah, I really enjoyed this box set, but you just can't beat this like carnival style packaging. I love the aesthetic on it. Sideshow, you know, it just matches that perfect like old school like sideshow, you know, posters and stuff that you would see when you go to the carnivals, and it's just freaking awesome. So I love that aesthetic. And then you know, take this little digipack out, and I love the artwork right there. You got a nice little booklet on the inside that kind of looks like a, what do you call these? Like a composite book or something? I forget what you call these, but it's like a booklet you would use in school or something. But that's really cool. And on the inside, it's kind of like a circus tent, which is really awesome. And then the disc artwork is really awesome. So yeah, I had to give some credit, show some love to this set. Because I thought it was a really great set and I enjoyed it. Now, coming in at my number 6, I'm going to cheat a little bit and do 2 box sets here because they're similar themes, came out from the same company, and I watched them both in their entirety and I enjoyed them both, loved them both, and I just want to talk about them again. And that is both of these 4 classic Western sets from Arrow Video. You got Blood Money, you got Savage Guns. Savage Guns, I just watched, binged it all last week, absolutely loved the movies in this set. Blood Money I watched in its entirety over the summer. I just had a great time watching both of these box sets, and they're super awesome. The artwork is great on them. But not only that, you know, they're just really nice box sets. They have booklets inside, they have posters. They're all in their own individual cases. Yeah, they're thin cases, but they're still pretty cool. They have reversible cover art, great special features in all these as well. I think the booklets are really cool. I'll show you this one for Blood Money. I'm not going to get out all of these. But the booklets are awesome. They have great artwork on them. And I love both of these sets. So they're definitely standout box sets of 2023. For me, nice hard box on the inside. Then you have a slipcover that goes over them. And the artwork's just beautiful. I think it's absolutely stunning, beautiful, gorgeous. So I had to include Blood Money and Savage Guns. Again, I know I cheated a little bit to get 2 box sets in one spot, but these are both my number 6 as far as box sets. All right, let's get into my top 5, guys. There's some heavy hitters in here, probably some stuff that you're going to expect that I would have in my top 5. Of course, I had to put the Hellraiser Quartet of Torment in my top 5 at number 5. I didn't love every aspect of this packaging. That is why it's not like, you know, number 2, number 3. I would have liked individual cases. Now they just announced like new ones that are coming out with individual cases. That kind of made some people upset that bought this because they would have wanted to get that. But at the end of the day, I'm still happy that I got this set because it is a really nice set. You have this nice like glossy finish on here. You have these holes right there with the red. I just love the way that Pinhead looks right there with the blues and the reds. I think that's super awesome. And then on the inside, when you take it out, you got a nice, and this is not going to be included in those new Arrow sets, but a nice hardback book with tons of great information about the films on the inside, which is super awesome. And I like this. I do like this. It's got good artwork. You take it out, it reveals a skull. You got the, you know, the lament configuration covered in blood on the back. But I just don't love these fold outs, you know, plastic CD holders, Blu-ray holders, sorry, 4K holders, disc holders, I guess is what I should say. It's super awesome though. Like the disc art is great. The chains in the background, that's great. But like I said, I just would have rather had individual cases. I always prefer that. Like the presentation's awesome. It looks great. That's why it's in my top 5, guys. The presentation's awesome. Coming in at my number 4 is this is another dream release. I saw this movie in 2014, absolutely fell in love with it. It really just made me fall back in love with horror because I was kind of out on horror for a few years before this movie came out. I was like, none of these new horror movies are really speaking to me. This movie came out, brought me back into the genre that I love so much. And this box set, when it was announced by Second Sight, I was just over the moon. I love this movie, watching it on 4K. I just fell in love with it all over again. It is a masterpiece of the horror genre, in my opinion. should I get to letting you guys know what this is? Why is it number 4? It should be number 1, right? As high as I'm talking about it. But It Follows, the 4K edition from Second Sight, was absolutely spectacular. I love this release. The 4K looked great. The special features were great, but the packaging is the real draw here. Like, I just love it. You got Maca Monroe right there with the blues all over her face. It just looks incredible. It just looks excellent. You got the car on the back, and then you take all that out, and you got a nice, you know, a booklet on the inside, hardback book. I'm a sucker for the booklets, guys, but like when they do a nice big hardback that makes you feel like you bought a freaking novel, that just sweetens the pot even more for me. So yeah, this booklet's great. You got her in the wheelchair right there. You got the font work, and I just love the aesthetic, the look. I just think it's perfect. I don't think they could have done a better job doing the artwork for this release. It's subtle, but it also speaks to the film so much, and it's just perfect for what this movie is. So let's go ahead and get into my top 3. And coming at number 3 is one that when it was announced, I had never seen or really even heard of any of these films except for I think one, but I was so intrigued by this box set, and the fact that everybody was getting excited about it made me excited. And then when it started to come out, people started showing it off. I'm like, damn, that is a really awesome box set. And it came out from, surprise, surprise, Arrow Video, who was just lighting the world on fire in 2023. But the Enter the Video box set Empire of Screams Blu-ray set was such a cool release from Arrow Video. And look at this thing. The artwork is freaking awesome. Absolutely awesome. It's in a slipcover. You take it out. It's kind of like a side loader. And you got the even more artwork, incredible artwork, you know, on top, on bottom. You have all the titles of the films right there. And all that. It's kind of shaped like a video store. People standing outside the video store had some of the characters from the films all around it. So I think that's super cool. And then you take the top off, guys. You take the top off, and then on the inside, it reveals all of the movies in their own individual Arrow Video cases. This is what I love, guys. This is the kind of stuff that I love. And we'll have that again in here in a second. But you have all the movies in their own individual Arrow Video cases. You still have room for a booklet as well. It's a nice little magazine style booklet right here with information about all the movies. The movies in the set: Dolls, Robot Jocks, The Dungeon Master, Cellar Dweller, and Arena. I enjoyed all these films, had hell of a time with all of them. Some of them I liked more than others for sure, but I enjoyed all these films overall, and they were all beautiful Blu-ray 2K transfers, so I cannot complain there. But what a great set, what a nice surprise, and I just had tons of fun watching all these movies. All you know, unique artwork, new artwork on all these as well, and it just made it feel really special, you know, to put it in this kind of box set, to give these movies this kind of treatment. And you also have, if I can reach in here and get it, you have a little like video store card as well, which I thought was super cool. But yeah, the Enter the Video Store Empire of Screams box set from Arrow Video was definitely a highlight of 2023. When I think back at box sets of 2023, this is the first one that pops into my head, is the Enter the Video Store box set. So I had to include this one pretty high up in my top 10 box sets of the year for sure. All right, let's get into the next one, guys. We've got two more. My number 2 is the Psycho 4K collection. I was so excited when they announced this, because these movies, I've been watching these movies since I was a kid. Same with Hellraiser, but these movies I've probably been watching since I was like 11 or 12. I hadn't seen the sequels in maybe 20 years. So I was super excited to revisit those. They were all beautiful, gorgeous in 4K. My favorite one besides the first one is Psycho 4. I love the beginning. And that one looked the best in 4K. I thought it looked amazing, which was awesome for a made-for-TV movie. But I really enjoyed watching those 3 sequels in 4K. The first one, of course, has been out in 4K for a while now from Universal. I love that movie. That's an all-timer for me, top 10. But the sequels was a real highlight of the year for me to get to revisit those in 4K. I thought they all look great. But this packaging is freaking awesome. You got this slipcover that's kind of like a shower curtain, and it's all red and just looks really cool and nice. I just love the look of it. You got the Norman Bates, you know, with the shower, eek, 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 with the knife right there. And all of these are in their own individual, you know, 4K cases. You get a nice booklet on the inside, a big booklet at that, which is really cool. Tons of information about the movies. You got, this is why I love having the individual cases, because you can have the individual artwork for all the movies, the original posters, you know, new artwork and all that stuff on the inside, which is super cool. Psycho 3, Psycho 2, you got the original Psycho, and then you got Psycho 4, the beginning. So super cool box set by Arrow Video. Arrow Video, look, I think they were like half of my top 10, weren't they? But coming at number 1, guys, look, this is probably one of the most expensive singular releases that I've ever bought. A release with just one movie in it. And I just got a wild hair up my butt, and I was like, you know what? This is my favorite horror movie of all time. I'm gonna get this damn set. I usually wouldn't do something like this, but I did. I got the Exorcist Bible edition from the UK, and I wasn't sure about it at first. I was like, why did I do that? I had regrets after I ordered it, and it was such a long time until I finally got it because they delayed it, and I bought the regular 4K slipcover. I bought the 4K Best Buy Steelbook, so this is the third 4K version that I bought, but when I got this thing in, I was so excited, and when I got into the packaging, actually got into this and unboxed it and got to see how beautiful it was, I was like, no regrets anymore. This thing is awesome. Totally worth the $100 that I paid for it. You take it out, it's got this nice like Bible, you know, aesthetic. Like this feels like a Bible, like a real legitimate Bible you would pick up at church, you know? But taking it out of that, you got the purples, you got the golds, you got some even more Bible aesthetic right here. And the side with the Exorcist on it, it's just beautiful. You got the, you know, you got Max von Sydow standing in front of the lamppost right there, the iconic shot. And then you got the gold on the spine right there. It's just a beautiful, gorgeous release. And this was 1602 out of 2000. So only 2,000 of these were made. So to know that I got something that was 1 in 2,000 and only 2,000 other people have this is just super cool. On the inside, you had the Steelbook, the UK Steelbook, which is awesome because it's the original poster. And then you got even more stuff in here, guys. You got collectibles, you got cards, you got booklets, you got the full thing. This is just the best set, in my opinion, the best package release all year because it ties so heavily in to the actual film. And the fact that I spent $100 on this release, and after I got it in, I was actually satisfied that I spent that $100 and actually felt like I got my money's worth. There's something to be said for that because that doesn't always happen. I've gotten box sets in, you know, that were like $50 and I was like, why did I pay for this? So the fact that I spent so much on this one movie that I already had 2 copies of and still felt like I got my money's worth, it really speaks to the quality of this release. So great job, Warner Brothers UK. This was a knock out of the park, one of the best releases of 2023 and my personal favorite package release of 2023. So thank y'all so much for watching this video, my top 10 box sets packaging of 2023. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Also comment down below some of your favorite packaging of 2023 in that comment section below. I would definitely love to hear about it. Turn on those bell notifications for all future videos and follow me on all of my social media accounts. Those links are down below in the description, and we'll see you next time.